Savaria1234 asks, are you an anti-natalist? No, I'm not an anti-natalist. An anti-natalist is someone who believes reproducing or bringing another human being into existence is unethical. However, I sympathize with anti-natalists, especially those in India. I am not a religious conservative pro-natalist. I think it's a choice to have a child or not. No one should be pressurized into having kids or even getting married. Even though I'm not an anti natalist, I get it. I understand why many Indians are against having children. If you live in a city like Mumbai or Bangalore, a city that is crowded and polluted and expensive, why would you want to bring a child into existence? Personally, I believe most Indians are unfit to be parents because you should not have kids if you're financially and psychologically not prepared to have kids. And most Indian kids are traumatized by their parents, and they either inherit generational wealth or generational trauma or both. Indians don't even think before having kids. For them, having a kid is just the next step. People have kids just to continue their surname, their culture, and tradition. They have kids to enlarge their religion, caste, and community. I think we should look at children as autonomous beings, as unique individuals. They have their own consciousness. So if you have kids, make sure they have enough freedom and help them to become self sustainable. In conclusion, even though I'm not an anti natalist, I get it. I have deep respect for Indian antinatalists because they think. So if you're going to have a child, just think before you commit to such a big decision. If you're a middle class educated person, you probably will give a lot of thought before having a child. But it's the poor, the uneducated slum dwellers who have children without thinking. I know it sounds elitist, but it's a fact. And I think many rich people and politicians want the poor to reproduce because they want more slaves, more cheap labor, and they will use religion, caste, culture to convince the poor to procreate. So we have to raise the consciousness of the poor in this country and make them self aware about how they get exploited. This capitalist consumerist matrix is basically a human farm. I'm less interested in anti-natalism and more interested in how humans get exploited and abused by other humans on a daily basis to squeeze profits. This exploitation reaches its boiling point in cities like Mumbai, where hardworking slum dwellers are squeezed into trains and they slave their ass off for meager wages from millionaires and billionaires who live in shiny towers. If these poor peasants choose not to reproduce, like the poor in developed countries, then the rich will find it harder to exploit them. Also, the poor who do not have children will have more time in their hands, which they can use to learn new things, get a better job, travel, and just sit quietly and come to the realization of how the world works. Although I'm not an anti natalist, I think it's a good idea for most urban Indians to not have kids and work on themselves instead. Or you can delay having kids until you're financially and psychologically prepared. That's my opinion. Thank you for watching and let me know what you think down below in the comments. Also, if you have any other questions, drop them down in the comment section. Thank you.